I'm giving you 1 minute and then further we can go ahead with this. Okay, so I take that as an understanding that everybody is clear with this. Okay, and going ahead with our presentations. Fine. So why rating scales? I was focusing a lot on, using rating scale. So why rating scales? These are the advantages of rating scale, that rating scale questions are easy to understand and easy to answer for the respondents. It offers a comparative analysis of quantitative data within the target sample, because the software will not understand the text data. For that, you will have to give them the feeding of numbers. And rating scale helps you to feed that number to your softwares. So, to quantify, if you're doing a quantitative analysis or a qualitative analysis, you will have to convert and code your data into on the basis of certain scales. So, to quantify your data, these scales will be helpful. It is easy to create surveys as it takes less time to set up. In survey method, scales helps you, especially if you are not doing a qualitative research, if you are doing a quantitative research, and if you are using questionnaire, a structured questionnaire. I suppose rating scales are very, very, very important. Even if you are putting multiple choice questions, or if you are putting ranking, rating scales are important. Try to add as much as Likert scales for each of your objective. I tell my students to, for each of your objective, add a Likert scale or any other rating scale. It will help you to do a lot of analysis. It will help you to do ANOVA, regression, and factor analysis, and many more things. So rating scales are important. Abundant information collected can be analyzed very nicely while using rating scales. Analyzing answers to rating scale question is very quick. You can definitely take out statements and make a graph, as Sandeep sir rightly said. You can definitely take out its mean or weighted average. You can definitely do that analysis, that on an average, how many people are agreeing with this, or on an average, how many people are liking and giving importance to this factor. You can definitely do that, right? So very quickly and easily, you can do the analysis. Even the basic analysis, descriptive researches can be done on this. Rating scale is often considered as a standard. In most of the PhD questionnaires, you will definitely find rating scales that are there. So these are the advantages of rating scales that you should have. We have already done this activity, Likert scale, and five items are already developed. So now, once we develop the scales, what are the criteria or characteristics of a good measurement scale? How to analyze whether whatever the scale that I have framed, whether that is good or not. So there are 3 criteria. But let me tell you, if you are not making your own scale, what you can do is you can take up a ready-made scales used by some other researcher. Let's say, for example, if I have already used job satisfaction scale and Sujata ma'am is now doing a study on job satisfaction and she wants to use my scale, which I used for my study on job satisfaction, yes, she can use it. Just give a reference to me, right? So it is not necessary that every time you make your own scale and then you try to, understand and give marks and try to do the analysis. You can do and take up a ready-made scales which are being used by earlier researchers. That might be for job satisfaction, for any of the thing, right? So, but not necessarily you make your own scales. But yes, when you make your own scales, definitely the variables that they have covered and the variables that you are going to study could be different. So better make your own scale and then include all the variables that you want to cover into that a particular scale that you can do. Now, characteristics of good measurement scale. There are 3 characteristics of a good measurement scale. Matlab, when can you say that whatever the scale that I have developed, whether continuous or any other rating scale or a Likert scale, whether that is good or bad, or how I have framed it, or how that scale is, how can I say that it is good? So there are three basic criterias or a characteristics of a good measurement scale. The first is reliability, the degree to which you measure accurately, your scale measures accurately the outcome without any error, means how much accurate it is. Like every time, if I am measuring job satisfaction with it, whether it is giving me, obviously the data is different, the respondents are different, so the answer would be different. But whether it is accurately measuring job satisfaction, that will tell the reliability of this measurement scale. Now there are Cronbach alphas and other things that you can use to check your reliability. And if that Cronbach alpha is above 0.07, that means your scale is reliable and you can use it. If it is above 9 or 10 something, that means it is very, very, very good. Okay, anything below 0.5 would considered as not accurate and not reliable scale. Am I very clear? You all are with me or lost somewhere? Okay, there are 2 points that I need to cover before we wind up. So please be with me. So that is validity. Validity of the scale refers to whether we are measuring, whatever we are measuring, is our scale is measuring the same thing that we want to measure. Let's say, for example, if I want to measure job satisfaction, whether my scale is giving me the job satisfaction or a work-life balance or something different other than that. So whether that is valid to measure job satisfaction will define validity of my scale. Now, third is sensitivity. Sensitivity refers to and accurately measure the variability in the concept. Means if I have 10 statements into the job satisfaction scale, if I reduce one, how much is the sensitivity? How much is the variation in the answer? That will define my sensitivity. But most of the researchers just need to go for a reliability, and if that reliability is there, you can definitely use that particular scale into your